And if I told you once, I ain't gonna tell you twice. Maybe I am. Salute all my real Yeah, look, bro. We got his time and illusion. I don't know. Like, y'all gonna explain it to me. The science of time, explain. Please explain it to me, because how do you define time? It's a measurement of moments, but how do you all that? Before we get into the video, like button, subscribe button, notification bell, press those. Let's go. Whoa. Oh yeah, it sounds like Macho Man. Shout out if you know Macho Man.
The invisible force that governs our world, you can feel it in your heartbeat from sunrise to sunset. It is the eternal progress of events that occur seemingly irreversibly from the past.
Damn, I really can't quote him because like he did all that messed up stuff. But Frank Underwood, the character Frank Underwood from House of Cards, says time has an incessant march towards the future.
Through the present, into the future.
Minus all the other stuff that the actor did in real life.
Without it, we wouldn't be able to contemplate a universe giving rise to creatures such as ourselves, to question the concept of time. Einstein's theory of relativity states that the closer one is to a gravitational field of an object, such as the Earth for example, the slower time goes. Time will also flow slower if one object has a greater relativistic velocity than another. If we imagine the famous twin experiment, where one flies in a rocket into space with near the speed of light while the other twin stays on Earth. Upon the return from her space flight, she will notice her twin on Earth has aged more than her. In a way, she has travelled into the future, as time for her has flown more slowly relative to time on Earth. To take another example from the other side of the coin of relativity, if you spend a year at the top of Mount Everest, you can celebrate New Year's 15 microseconds earlier than someone who has spent a year at sea level, because they were closer to the curvature of space-time due to the Earth's mass. So time flowed more slowly for them. Microseconds might seem incredibly insignificant to our day-to-day lives, but understanding time dilation is crucial to making something like the GPS satellites work. Without taking into consideration the effects of general relativity, errors in global positions would continue to accumulate at a rate of about 10 kilometers each day, rendering GPS worthless. Considering this fluidity and somewhat counterintuitive nature, time might seem nothing more but an illusion, especially because time is used to define other quantities such as velocity, and defining time by velocity of matter, for example, seems like circularity of definition. Not only that, the operational definition does not address what the fundamental nature of time is. It doesn't entail why events can happen forward and backwards in space, while events can only happen forwards in time. Investigations into the relationship between space and time led physicists to define the space-time continuum. General relativity is the primary framework for understanding how space...
See, that's my thing though. Whenever they show this specific demonstration, dramatization, when they show these graphics, you see the sun and you see space and you see that it's folding, right? But my thing is that space, how can something fold if you can't grab it, touch it, if you could go through it? Like they're showing that, but I can fly through all of that. Like all what's supposed to be represented there as the fabric of space, I can go through that. So how can something that can't be touched, I guess, be folded? I don't know if y'all know what I'm saying, but it's like they're showing a 2D version of the universe, but it's like, how can you bend the fabric of space if it can't be grasped? If y'all know what I'm saying. And also, then wouldn't space have to have a physical form, even though we're in space? It would have to have a physical form or a particle. And what's the particle that represents space? Like, I've always thought about that. I'm just verbalizing it for the first time.
Time works. Through advances in both theoretical and experimental investigations of space-time, it has been shown that time can be distorted, particularly at the edges of black holes. The strontium atomic clock is the most precise clock ever devised by humans. It's accurate to within a second over 15 billion years. Yet because of Einstein, we know space and time are fluid and are affected by gravity and velocity. And it may make us feel uncomfortable to think something so fundamental to our existence can be considered an illusion. But quoting Einstein, the distinction between the past, present and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion.
Bars. Put that in the rap song.
Thanks for watching. Did you like this video?
I'm still left with, you're still left wondering, right? Because they always talk about, space and time, and it's not really space or time, it's space-time. We don't travel in space-time, we travel in space-time. But it's almost like the question that I have about gravity, right? When you ask someone, where does gravity come from? They'll be like, it's a force, but where is this force? Is it everywhere? And what's the particle that represents this force? Or how is this force quantifiable? How is time quantifiable? What is the time particle? Like, how is it that something that might not have a particle exact its will on space and existence? So I always think about time, I always have an issue with time and gravity, because these are two things that we deal with on a constant basis that aren't directly quantifiable. There's not a particle or something like a measurement that you could just measure. Like, yeah, I could take a PS5 controller and drop it. Gravity, there you go. And it took a second to get there. Boom, time. But how is y'all know what I'm saying? Like, I know how gravity works, right? They visualized it for us, where there's a star and the star bends the fabric of space, but what is that fabric? Y'all know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to get to what is space, what is time, what is gravity. Don't just give me the definition of what they do. If y'all know the answer, leave the comment in the comment section. I've thought hard enough about this video. I'm gonna leave it there. My name is Rain. Catch you on the flip side. RCP, so wait for it. Tab on him.